In the last class, we have discussed about how to create a basic HTML program. Today, we are going to discuss about some basic elements in HTML, that is headings, paragraphs, and other text formatting tags. These are the basic elements in HTML. Let's see first headings. So what is heading first of all? Heading is a title of the document. For example, we are preparing some notes or material. In the material, first you can see heading. What this material is about. So the title is called as heading. HTML supports 6 levels of headings, H1 to H6. The H1 tag is representing the heading level number 1, H2 is representing heading level 2, H3 is representing heading level 3, same way H up to H6 we have 6 levels of headings. The H1 will be appear in very large size, H6 will be appear in very small size. So H1 to H6 gradually the size will be changed. I will show an example where we have to use headings. Check the Google website, for example, see Google terms. This is the main heading, right? So for this we have to use H1 and this is what? Heading level 2, H2, right? This one also same level, right? So for this also we have to use H2. This one same level. So we have to use H2 for both of these. Even for this. So if the level is same tag we have to use. In case inside this heading we have a subheading. For that we have to use H3. Inside that again we have a subheading. For that we have to use H4. Like this we have different levels of headings. Up to 6 levels of headings we have support. But practically maximum in real time we have to use up to H1, H2, H3 only in practical. Availability 6, but in real time it says up to heading level 3 only. Okay, now let us see the headings practically. And we are using the editor Visual Studio Code. So this is the code editor that we are using to create the program. So let's open this Visual Studio Code. Earlier in the past lessons I have explained about how to install the Visual Studio Code software. So don't worry about it. It's just easy installation only. Normally how do you install Google Chrome or VLC Media Player? Same way, we'll just click on next kind of thing. It will just install it. So I'm just opening Visual Studio Code and go to File menu, New File. Here we have to write your program. First, what is the syntax of HTML program? HTML. This is the beginning point of the HTML. This is ending point of the HTML. Inside that, head and body. Head is representing non-content, body is representing content. So here head is representing non-content information of the page. Body is representing content information of the page. So what is content and what is non-content? Non-content is information that does not appear in the web page. It's a part of the web page, but that does not appear in the web page. Body is a content that appears in the real web page. That is a difference. So in the head tag, we can use a set of tags like title tag, script tag, meta tag, link tag. This type of tags we can use. All these tags we will understand in the further lessons. As of now, I have explained only one tag, that is title tag only we have explained. The title tag will give you the title of the web page that appears in the browser title bar. So when you just open your web page, in the browser here, whatever the information you want to see, that information you can specify in the title. For example, in the title I just mentioned, what is the topic name? Headings. So these headings will be appear in this browser title bar. And in the body, you will write the content whatever you wish. Like H1, heading level 1. How many levels of headings? 6 levels of headings we have. H1 to H6. The topmost heading is called as H1. Least most heading is called as H6. So step by step level will be vary. So save this. File name headings.html. You can give any file name. Extension should be .html. And where we save this in C:UI8pm. In this folder we are going to save the program. File name headings.html. Click on save. After saving, go to the particular folder where you saved it. We have saved in which location, do you remember? UI8pm. Just double click on the file. Which file? Headings.html. So that file will be opened in the browser automatically. Now we can see heading level 1 will be appear in very large size. Heading level 6 will be appear in very small size. I will go one suitable example in real time. See what the real time says. Just you can notice. Suppose you are preparing the notes for UI technologies. So first we will prepare the notes like UI technologies. First main heading. Inside that, first chapter is what? HTML4. Inside that, Introduction to HTML, okay, and CSS. Inside the CSS, Introduction to CSS, and here HTML syntax, same way CSS syntax. So these are the headings of your document. So for this, can we guess the heading tags for this? See, UI technologies is a main heading, top level heading, ultimate. So for that, which tag is suitable? H1 is suitable, right? And for the HTML4, since it is a second level, down level than UI technologies, for that we can use H2 because it is level. Which level? Heading 2, second level heading. And for this, which is suitable? H3 is suitable because it is under the HTML4. Since HTML4 is under the UI technologies, so H3 is suitable for that. Introduction to HTML is suitable. Introduction to HTML is recommended to be H3 because it is under the HTML4. And can we guess the HTML syntax? So for this H3, don't expect H4 here because levels are same, no? Introduction to HTML syntax, both the levels are same. That is the reason what you prefer H3 for both. Same equivalent way, just like the HTML. Imagine for CSS, H2. For HTML and CSS, we have used H2 only because the level is same level. HTML is a part of the UI technologies. CSS also part of the UI technologies. So both are having same level. Just like that for both of these, we have to use H3. So based on the level, we have to follow, not like first or second. Based on the level, we have to follow. So this is what we call it as headings. Okay, if you can just give the same thing here, that will execute here. You can notice the level. So this size same. These two, all these four sizes same. UI technologies is a very large. So this is all about headings. So we have understood the heading topic very clearly, right? So the next part that we have to understand in this today's syllabus, that is paragraphs. So what is paragraph? Now let's try to understand paragraphs. Show me one example on the paragraph. Again, in the Google Terms page, you can find a lot of information from Google page. See, this one is what? Paragraph. This one is what? Paragraph. This one is what? Paragraph. All these are what? Paragraphs. To create a paragraph, we use which tag? P tag. P for paragraph. P for paragraph we use. Paragraphs are created by using P tag. Okay. So the P indicates beginning of the paragraph. /P indicates ending point of the paragraph. In the middle, we can write any number of lines of text for paragraph. We can create any number of paragraphs in your program. For every paragraph, same syntax repeat. Understand? P for paragraph. So let's check this. Just we have P. Inside the P, in between the opening and closing of the P, just we are copying and pasting some text. Any paragraph you can just take for sample. So this is one paragraph. Notice where it is starting and ending. This is second paragraph. This is third paragraph. Like this, we have created 3 paragraphs really. Now we can notice 3 paragraphs. You can notice one more thing. In between the paragraphs, automatically an empty line gap also displayed, just to separate the paragraph. Suppose if the line gap is not there, everything seems like a single paragraph. So just to maintain the gap, this empty line will be automatically displayed by the browser. But it will display only when you're using P tag. If you don't use P tag, that will be equal to single paragraph again. So that's why we have to be conscious where are we opening and closing the respective paragraph. Okay, so we have understood heading tags and paragraph tags also we have understood. The next part that we have to understand in this particular syllabus is text formatting tag. So what are these text formatting tags? I want to apply bold, I want to apply italic, I want to apply underline, I want to apply strikeout. So all these things are done by text formatting tags. If you want to apply formatting effects for the text, we use text formatting tags. B for bold, I for italic, U for underline, strike for strikeout, SUP for superscript, SUB for subscript, EM for emphasis, strong for strong text. Okay, this is the concept what we have. Now let us try to understand all these things one by one practically also. First, assume we are writing some paragraph and there is some important word. This particular word is very important. We want to highlight that. How do we highlight that? I want to bold it. How do we bold? Go to that particular word, whichever you want to highlight. Just we have to say B for bold. See, if you are opening a tag, you must compulsory close it. If you don't close, what happens is, just you can notice here, see all the rest of the text is bolded, which you don't want actually, right? You want to really bold which one, the particular word services you want to bold. So after the word is completed, you must write /B. So there the bold effect ends. The effect of bold starts here. The effect of bold ends here. So that's why for every opening, corresponding closing, we have to create. If you don't create, you will get unexpected wrong output you will get. Now exactly you got the correct output, that is services is bolded, you can notice. Suppose other word, ownership. This ownership we want to italic. How do we italic it? Just you can go to that particular word and there we can say I for italic. Okay, I for italic. Now we can notice ownership is italic. So B for bold you can understand, I for italic we can understand. Okay, that's fine. I want to underline this particular property rights. Property rights. So just go to that particular words and there we can say underline, U for underline. And it should be ended after the word is over. So where the underline should start, there we have to give U. Where the underline ends, there we have to give slash U. So that particular word which is enclosing the UI, which is enclosing the U, will be underlined. So like this we have understood the bold, italic, underline. B for bold, I for italic, U for underline. Okay, also we have a strike out. For example, this word otherwise you want to just strike out. So what will you do for that? Where is that otherwise here, right? So just for that word we have to give strike. So that particular word will be strike out. Now we have understood which one? Bold, italic, underline, strike out. We have understood all these, right? So bold, italic, underline, strike out. That's fine. The next part, superscript, subscript we have to understand. Superscript, subscript. Okay. I'll go an example. Just suppose a new paragraph starts. Now we are giving, suppose today I'm just, today's date is what? 12th March I'm writing. Okay. 12th March. Now we can notice 12th March and at TH you want to display a bit upper side, right? A bit top side you want to display. So only TH, only the two characters should be displayed a bit top side. Then what will you do? Only that particular text should be mentioned inside the SUP tag. SUP means superscript. Means to the normal level, a bit upper side it will display. So here superscript started, here ended. So only this particular part will be displayed a bit upper side of the normal level. So this is normal level. This is normal level. A bit upper side, a bit just top side of that, it will show that. Okay. In case if you want to display downside, then we have to go for which one? Subscript. So subscript. This will be displayed in downside. So it's a choice for you, whichever you wish you can use, either superscript or subscript. Generally, superscript is mostly used. Okay. So we have understood this one also. So actually all these easily we can understand. B for bold, I for italic, U for underline, strike for strikeout, SUP for superscript, SUB for subscript. Easily understandable. But these two a bit confusing. These two require a little bit of explanation. So first, what is strong? Okay, strong, let us try to identify. Strong. Suppose you take a word, Google account. First I am using bold. For the same word I am using strong. Google account, I have mentioned it twice. One is bold, other one is strong. Just compare side by side. Any visual difference you identify, just take it. Bold, strong. Visually any difference you identify here? No. Definitely no. Both are visually same, but conceptually different. So blind people only can understand the difference. See, the blind people cannot even see the browser, cannot even see the web page. How would they identify the difference? There are some programs for blind people, right? So that special programs which are installed on the operating system will read out the text through the headphones. So the blind people can hear the voice, hear a computer voice, which will be spoken by the software. So that software can understand the difference between bold and strong. The bold text will be pronounced normally, but the strong text will be pronounced very stressfully. Pronunciation is the difference here. Bold also will be pronounced normally. Okay, suppose Google account. Normally, plainly will pronounce. But strong text will be pronounced very stressfully, like Google account. Very loudly, very stressfully it will pronounce. So, bold pronunciation will be normal. Strong pronunciation will be stressful. That is the difference between bold and strong. Visually, both are equal. So if you are creating a website as a developer, if you are using just a B, that is visually okay. Visually B and strong, that doesn't make sense at any cost. But the same website is opened by a blind person and he is listening a computer voice through the software. At that time, he can understand the importance of that word only when you're using strong. Understand? If the developer don't know this point, if he just is simply using B, that doesn't be affected really in the real meaning to the blind person because he just listening that word very normal pronunciation. Without B, with B, pronunciation will be equal. With strong only, the pronunciation will be different. So this difference can be identified by the software for the blind people. So that is the reason why we had to go for strong. Otherwise, B and strong visual is same. Exactly same kind of difference between I and EM. I for italic, E for EM for emphasis. Emphasis means a special status. So visually, italic and emphasis both are equal. Only pronunciation will be different. This special status item will be pronounced a bit specially. The slang will be different. Very stylishly it will pronounce. That is the difference. So just we can use it. For example, I'm using emphasis. So visual any difference you notice here and here exactly same, but this emphasis will be pronounced very stylishly. Ownership like this, the pronunciation will be different. But italic pronunciation will be like normal. With italic, without italic, pronunciation will be equal. With emphasis, pronunciation will be different. So that is a different point of the emphasis. To understand here, BR tag we are going to understand. BR is meant for line break. It is used to go to next line. You are printing some text and you want to go to next line. Suppose just after printing ABC, you want to go to next line. You want to go to next line, that is through BR. So on the next line, you can just write whatever you like. So if you want to go to next line, we use which tag? BR tag we have to use. BR for line break. And it is unpaired tag. What is the meaning of unpaired tag? No need of closing. No need of closing. Previous tags, if you take BI, any tag you take, you must write opening and closing. But for BR, just a single tag. There is no slash BR exist. Just BR, single. So I will give an example. Suppose after this one, you want to go to next line here. After 1000, you want to go to next line. So what will you do? BR you will use. So after printing 1000, it will go to next line. Suppose after price also you want to go to next line. So there also you will use which one? BR. Like this, wherever you want to go to next line, you will use which one? BR tag. BR is meant for going to next line. Line break. Clear. And also HR. HR means horizontal ruler. For example, you want to display a separate line like this. A horizontal ruler you want to display. To display the horizontal ruler, we use HR tag. Where you want to display HR, suppose here, HR. So, because of this HR, above the paragraph, you will see a horizontal line, just a separator line. Same way at the bottom side also, you want to use one HR. Like this, whenever you want the horizontal ruler, you will just add a HR tag there. HR also unpaired tag, no need of closing it. BR, HR both are unpaired tags, no need of closing. BR is meant for line break. HR is meant for horizontal ruler. Displays a separate line. Pre means pre-formatted text. That means whatever the text present inside the pre will be displayed as it is, including the spaces and line breaks. I will show an example. Suppose I am just writing the text hello space how again space or space you welcome to UI Technologies course. We are learning HTML now. So this is the just text I am giving. But surprisingly, all the line breaks and spaces will be just ignored. Everything seems like a single line. Just notice the bottom side. Everything seems like a single line. The code what you have written is this one. It includes a lot of spaces, lot of line breaks. We are giving enter key. all this text will be just ignored. What are the spaces or line breaks will be ignored. So the rules are browsers ignore the multiple spaces, will take only the single space, and browsers ignore the line breaks by default. But if you want to display this particular text as it is, including the spaces and line breaks, you will place that particular text inside the pre-tag. Now it will not follow the browser rule, just follow this text rule itself. Means what are the spaces present here, spaces and line breaks will be printed as it is. And internally it will follow one other thing, content type it will change. Content type mainly two types, text by plain, text by HTML. For all the other text by HTML it will take. For this one, text by plain it will take. Text by plain format or font will change. For the text by plain, that means for this particular text, it will follow Courier New font. Courier New is the font name for the plain text for this one. For all the remaining text, it will follow default Times New Roman. Courier New is the default font for plain text. For all the other text, it will follow Times New Roman as a default font. So that is the other difference. Suppose you want to display the computer program. Suppose we have a for loop. You want to display this particular statement for loop as it is. But see the problem, the text is like single line. The text appear like a single line. Instead of that, you want to display this particular program as it is. How I am writing here with the spaces, line breaks. As it is you want to display along with the spaces. Then what to do? We have to keep this particular program inside the pre-tag. So that particular text will be appear as it is. Now you can notice that is appear as it is. So that is a real-time use of the pre-tag.